Here's what you want to avoid if you want to protect yourself legally. In this video, I'm going to be revealing the most overlooked legal clauses that you really should have in your contract if you want to be a hotel florist. Hey flower friend, my name is Francesca, the founder of the Hotel Florist, and I help florists create consistent $5,000 months so they can stop depending on unstable weddings and events. Here's the thing, when you start working with very large clients and corporations, you need to ensure that your floral business is protected. So one of the biggest things that I hear with florists who are just getting started with hotels is, how do I create a proposal that actually converts? My biggest challenge is how to write the proposal for myself, knowing that I'm putting my best offer out there, and for the clients, knowing that they're going to receive the best offer I can give them. And a big part of that fear of having this magical proposal that's going to convert is, how do I get the contract? So we are well aware that when it comes to working with hotels, the contract is the main focus. So the big question here is like, how do I actually get that contract? How do I actually make sure that my proposal converts to get the contract? And a big part of having this contract and why it's so important is, one of the deep fears of florists is, what if they don't pay? Or what if their payment is late? So here's what you need to include. You need to have a clause inside your contract that really is focused on cancellations, rescheduling, and no-shows. And also, you're going to want to include an impossibility clause as well. You know, just in case things like 2020 happen. Here's the second thing that I see a lot of florists overlook when it comes to protecting themselves and their business legally, and that is getting so focused on how to get your foot in the door when competition has taken a seat. And a big part of competition that I think a lot of florists are scared of is the actual consistency that someone has brought to the table before them. And those who have had insight in the hospitality industry, one of their biggest fears is that though hotels may be consistent with their floral designer, they can also be inconsistent with hiring them and firing them. So as a florist, if you're getting caught up in, how do I get my foot in the door once competition has already taken a seat, you're going to miss out on learning the language that you need to know in order to create a bulletproof contract to the point where you don't even worry about competition. And if you're thinking right now, well, you know what, budgets are always the issue. Let me tell you, with a contract that's signed, budgets are not a problem. They are negotiated, they are talked about before the contract is signed. And once that contract is signed, you can forget about competition, you can focus on your consistency to stay in-house, and your budget is clearly defined. And you can put all of this in the scope of work clause inside your contract. Not to mention, you're going to want to have an exclusivity clause, which will ensure that you're the only florist inside the hotel as the in-house hotel florist, meaning, again, you don't have to worry about competition. If you're loving today's episode, then please drop a comment down below. I would love to answer it, whether it has to do with how to protect your business legally, how to create a legal infrastructure, how to approach hotels with a proposal and contract that converts. Drop all the questions that you might have down below, and I'll answer it in my next video. Now, the third most overlooked legal clause that protects you as a hotel florist and gives you confidence in the process is all about artistic release. So you might be thinking to yourself, I really want to create a contract that supports me as a florist, as a business owner, and the client that I wish to work with. But I just feel like I don't have enough established presence for my brand. And maybe you're even feeling like you're a little bit over your head when it comes to floral style that you're known for, that you love to do, because it isn't hotel corporate enough. Or you might be just thinking, I'm just not the big design type of florist. But here's the thing with artistic release and why you need to have it in your contract. This clause basically outlines that the hotel has done due diligence, they know your style, they know your reputation, and they have accepted it, and they know how you're going to work with them moving forward. Like, I get it, floral design is such an abstract concept, and you cannot have your hotel client waking up one morning deciding that they no longer like the color purple. It sounds crazy, but this personally happened to me, and thankfully, because of the artistic release clause, I was able to say, noted on the purple, and we will not be installing that again, but we will also not be uninstalling what we just installed because you decided you no longer liked purple. Fourth thing that you want to avoid if you want to protect yourself legally, getting caught up in the lack of know-how, meaning that you're filling your head and your space and your brain and your time and your energy with, how do I gain their trust? I've never landed a hotel partnership. Contract. How do I get a contract? And instead, I want you to remember this. When you put together a proposal that converts and it includes a contract, because that's part of the converting process, the hotel expects you to tell them your terms and conditions, not the other way around. So inside this contract, the must-have clause that I see a lot of florists missing is intellectual property. You're so caught up in worrying about how to get a hotel client or how to do the contract that you forget about how to protect your floral business through an intellectual property clause. And this is crucial because as a floral designer, your designs, your vision, your execution is proprietary information. So we've got to stop thinking about how we get paid for an event. It's no longer transactional. With a wedding, etc., you get paid, you install, you move on. With a hotel, when they sign your contract and you have an intellectual property clause inside your contract and they say get featured on the cover of Architectural Digest and your flower arrangement is front and center, you have to be quoted for that. And if you're missing this in your clause, then ouch, you are missing on a lot of brand equity. So when you're working with hotels, I want you to think about your work as not something that you're installing week over week over week. It is a continuous stream of not only income, but PR and marketing. Even if it's social media, the hotel has to give you credit for your work. And if you don't already have this clause, then make sure that after you watch this video, you go and add it to your contract right away. You don't want to miss out on all that extra money and exposure that you're currently leaving on the table. If you're wanting more in-depth information on how to protect yourself legally, especially as a hotel florist, then I invite you to check out my free guide on how to protect yourself legally. Inside this free guide, I cover my 5 must-have clauses for your hotel contract. Trust me. Don't miss this one. It's free and it's a game changer. If you're serious about being a hotel florist, it's time to stop overlooking these must-have clauses inside your hotel floral contract that protect your business legally. And if you still have questions after this video, drop them down below and I'll make sure to answer them in my next one.